Welcome to the 2024 Economic Preparation and Depression Channel. I thank you for joining me for this Sunday edition, December 8, 2024. We're briefly going to be talking about the U.S. economy in terms of where the jobs are, if there's going to be a Federal Reserve rate cut in December, or leave rates unchanged, and Wall Street's 2025 outlook as we continue to see the Dow Jones above 40,000 points right now, and also we continue to see this economy continue to buzz along despite the headwinds of inflation, taxation, and joblessness starting to tick up just a little bit. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Happy Chanukah, Kwanzaa, everything. As we head toward the end of this year, the fourth quarter, we have about 3.5 to 4 weeks left in this year. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, Fed Chair Jerome Powell says that a strong U.S. economy is letting the Fed be, quote, cautious about cutting rates. And I told you about this last week. I said there's a good chance, of greater than 50% chance that they're going to leave these rates unchanged heading into 2025. And this is precisely what the thinking is with the Federal Reserve Bank. So next meeting is scheduled for this week or next week, as you know. And they look at the numbers as if we look at the numbers. And right now, the New York Times, Powell said in an event hosted by them, he said, quote, the U.S. economy is in very good shape, and there's no reason for that not to continue. The good news is that we can afford to be a little more cautious about rate decision moves. So this comes as the Fed is expected to cut interest rates later this month for the third time this year. They say 3 times a charm. But the central bank began to lower borrowing costs in September after inflation slowed and the job market started to cool off. Despite the Fed's moves, though, borrowing money hasn't become much cheaper. As you know, banking has started to cut back on a lot of the commercial and personal loans that they've been giving out in the last 6 or 7 months or so. That's because interest rates are high, as you know, on mortgages and credit cards, tracking the 10-year Treasury note. So, as you can see here, we have tariffs here that could be possibly affecting us in 2025-2026 time zone. Nobody knows that yet until the incoming administration comes in after January 20th, 2025. So, we will wait and see on that. But the rate cut in December, many people feel like that Wall Street is pricing in a 76% chance that the central bank will cut rates by a quarter point, 25 basis points, at its December 17th and 18th meeting just before Christmas, that following week. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that they're going to be cutting rates for a third time. I think they're going to leave the rates unchanged going into 2025. What say ye, ladies and gentlemen? Now, CNBC.com, an interesting report on Friday. Here's what the jobs are for November 2024. Healthcare, as you can see, healthcare services, and social assistance leading the way. So, and also, I would add government in that too. I think a lot of jobs were government too. But jobs rebounded in November, according to this report. Non-farm payrolls rose increasingly more than expected. The gains come after October employment performance across industries showed a mixed bag for economy. Remember last month I showed you those numbers are going down, and they only created less than 200,000 jobs, if that, and the unemployment rate spiked. Now in November we have a flip-flop. They're saying that, because of healthcare jobs and social assistance growing, and, elderly services are growing too, apparently, jobs and that. You can see the chart here. Leisure and hospitality. Many people took summer trips or fall trips before they end out the year. Government jobs was third, as you can see here. Professional business services, manufacturing jobs, financial activities, and construction jobs. Now, we lost a lot of jobs in retail and trade. No surprise there with the recent closures and still closing of many stores like Big Lots and all of these other stores that are closing down and are reducing the amount of stores that they have open to the public. And so we have to see how that comes into play. So, ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that, look, we're still creating jobs. It could be much, much worse in a lot of these other economies that have collapsed, like Greece and Turkey and Lebanon and Sri Lanka. And, those kind of situations, we have a total collapse, or Zimbabwe, or all those countries that, had a total collapse or a currency or a debt crisis. So things could be much, much worse. So much, much worse. So the good news is we're still creating jobs, thank God. And but the hard part is like you said, getting one of these good paying jobs in these sectors like healthcare or social assistance or government or professional business services. There are only so many of those jobs to go around. So that's the kind of bad news, uncertain news. Now, Wall Street's 2025 outlook for stocks here. Stocks hope to continue to build here. As you can see, it's above 40,000. The Dow Jones is above 40,000. Everything else is S&P 500 is above 6,000 points. NASDAQ is almost hitting 20,000. So everything is up, up, up. Besides crude oil, gold, and silver is kind of tepid. It's going up a little bit. Gold has gone up a little bit, but nothing totally outbreaking. But crypto's having an outbreak and the stock market's having an outbreak. So what do many of the senior economists, right, they expect for 2025? So the average forecast for the group, according to Yahoo Finance, tends to predict the S&P 500 climbing by about 10%. Now, this is in line with historical averages. As you know, this is what they've been telling us to invest, and then one day you're going to wake up a millionaire by the time you're 68 or something, or 70. But this is in line with the averages that they expect. So we'll see again. They're going to move against caution, against putting weight against one-year targets. It's extremely difficult to predict short-term moves in the market with any accuracy, obviously. Especially a market like this where we're no longer dealing with fundamental earnings and all that kind of stuff. This is a greed-based market. It's not a fundamental market. It's based off hopium, speculation. However, a lot of people are making money on that. Even if the market goes down, there's going to be a core group of people that's going to make money on that. And I'm not even a financial analyst. I'm not a trader. I'm not a planner or any of that. I'm just saying, as in general, you're going to get you could get some type of return on this. But policy uncertainty is high. They said that the downside could be limited. The economy is expected to keep growing, but not as much as it was before the boom. The last 12, 13-year boom that we had is not going to rise that much, obviously. But this is worldwide. Everybody's looking for some type of slowdown, even though we're going to experience 1% to 2% growth in most sectors of the economy. Now, profit margins are expected to rise. Well, we'll see about that. Depends on how much AI and automation takes over and how much they can reduce their overhead costs, a lot of these businesses. Earnings growth is expected to broaden out. Valuations are high, and that's another problem. But here, valuations are way too high based on what these companies are actually producing and bringing to the market. So we have to wait and see how that plays out, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025. If you mark it down, they will come. What to expect from retailers this holiday season? Oh boy. Well, places like Target, Walmart, B&B, all these stores, Ollie's, everywhere from food to shopping to retail to online retail. Everybody's trying to get discounts, but there really hadn't been a lot of discounts to be found. Let me know what you see. I know I haven't seen a lot of no groundbreaking discounts on Black Friday that just passed. I mean, I wasn't looking that hard, but I didn't see anything that was like, wow, I had to have this TV, I had to have this whatever, sofa or household item or gaming system or, for kids or whatever. I didn't see anything that was groundbreaking. Let me know what you see in your area of the country. Did you see any markdowns like that were just like rollback prices that were like, oh my, I gotta have this, or was it more of the same? I would venture to say at least 5 out of 10 people experienced the more of the same thing. Well, it wasn't groundbreaking blockbuster sales, but they got what they can as well. So this report, according to CNNBusiness.com, says Americans plan to spend $902 on average this year on gifts, food, decorations, and other seasonal items. This is the largest expected per person since 2019, before the pandemic. Well, it's not adjusted for inflation. So you have to remember these reports are not adjusted for inflation. So we're actually spending about the same, unfortunately. We're just going around in circles because these items will cost more to get Christmas decorations or ornaments. It costs more. If you go to even these places like Michael's or the arts and crafts stores like Tuesday Morning, the prices in there have gone up for these little ornaments or decorations. Is really, really concerning. And so that's why many people are saving on to the decorations, or even getting like what I did. I got a what do you call it? A fake tree or a assorted tree. And I just use that every year. It's great. It's 9 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet. Works great. And you just decorate that. And you don't have to go out and buy an actual new tree, and it's less messier that way. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen these big sales at Walmart, TJ Maxx, Target, Burlington's, Lowe's, Home Depot, Sam's Club, Costco? Have you seen these big sales ahead of the holiday season? I haven't really seen it. It's been okay, but it hasn't been anything to write home about like it was back in the early 90s, late 80s, stuff like that. And we really had actual discount sales. Even going out of business sales were much more better, and the kids were much more excited to go with their parents shopping or looking for something on their wish list, quote unquote. So let me know what you're seeing. God bless. Take care. Get out, enjoy some fresh air. Enjoy your family, friends, and cohorts this season. Happy holidays. Like I said, once again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, everything that's celebrated this December. We made it this far. God has blessed us this far in December, and He will continue to bless us in all ways, not just financially, but spiritually and mentally and emotionally and socially. I hope everyone is well. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll talk to you soon later on as we get this week going with earnings reports on Tuesday. Thank you very much.